What's up, everybody? Man, we missed you guys. Jammin with J Money is back. We're back today with a future show with no games today, but we'll definitely be back tomorrow for sure, man. Can't wait. I miss my guys, my guy Jordan Sharp. That's my guy Junior Browne. We SBRpicks.com, man. Y'all know the NBA experts here. What's up, Jordan? Everything good with you, bro? I missed you guys, man.
It seems like just yesterday we were talking about the Lakers winning the championship. What's it been, 6 weeks, guys? Did not expect basketball to be back this soon, but that is not to say that I am not very grateful for it. It's been a nice little break. I've been trying to make a little money betting some college basketball here and there over the last few weeks, but very excited to get the NBA back in action tomorrow. I did not think that we would get to this point in the NBA during the pandemic. I'm hoping that even though we know this is going to be a wild season, it's going to be wild in the regards that you can still you're going to find a lot of value on any given night just if you follow the news and you get if you get ahead of things. So excited about that aspect of it. Not excited about following all the roster changes and stuff like that we're going to have to get through. But either way, very excited to get back and hoping you guys had a nice break as well. What about you, Junior? How things been? I know you're living life large now in a much sunnier location, so things are obviously going good for Junior Browne.
I don't know about large. Yeah, I'm in Miami, hoping that I could go see some Heat games. I mean, you can see, dog. I tried to go see the Dolphins on Sunday because I wanted to see Mahomes. $250 for nosebleeds. So I'm curious to see what these NBA tickets going to be looking like because I assume they're not going to be cheap. But happy the season's back. Just moved into a new place, so just kind of trying to get things organized so this won't be my background for too much longer, hopefully. But yeah, just excited to be back with you guys, man. Just love hearing y'all's opinions. Even hearing sometimes I go at people in the chat, but I love hearing their opinions too, because we're all just trying to make educated guesses and trying to cash in some bets. So let's get to it whenever y'all are ready, man.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. We're just trying to find the right side of the game. I mean, it's a 50. Every game, every bet is pretty much a 50-50. We're trying to get on the right side and help you guys get on the right side. So we appreciate all the positivity in the chat. Everybody joining in for it. So even though games today, people still join in the chat, man. We got Eric Chung, we got 77 figures, Triple Z Dina, man. We missed all y'all. Everybody back, man. Tony Munn. We got Fox Farmer, Daryl, Joshua Haywood, man. We appreciate everybody for watching. Y'all like and share the show as well. Man, today we're gonna go through the NBA futures. Send some sleepers. If you guys have any picks on the futures or just opinions as well. No, we do know it's a bit of a long-term bet, but we're just gonna talk about these team totals. Maybe talk about to win the conference as well, some odds there, and then we're gonna do a little preview for tomorrow, man. So you just a little treat for you guys coming to check us out a day early. We may preview the couple of games tomorrow, man. The last probably about 5-10 minutes, man. So like I say, first we're gonna go through these futures. What I'm saying. We got some pretty interesting ones. Obviously, we have to keep in mind that it's only a 72-game season. We only had the first half of the schedule right now, so we can only focus on that first half of the schedule. But again, 72-game season, so we have to keep that in mind whenever we're making these picks. Jordan, any one of those stood out to you? I know we were talking about one earlier, Jordan. You want to let them know what you was thinking about, one that popped out to you?
Yeah, well, real quick, I will say this. There's a couple of different ways books are operating with these this year. There are some books that you're going to bet a straight team win total like usual. There are other books that are doing a team win percentage just in case of potential cancellation. So be wary of the fine print whenever you're betting these. The disclaimers out of the way. There's a lot of these, I think, with the 72-win season that just seem off just out of your naked eye because you're so used to looking at these based on an 82-game season. But there are a couple that I'd say that I think may be a little long, and I don't bet overs in team win totals. If I usually bet them, I'm going to bet the under because, like you said, it's a long time for your money to be tied up. So you might as well be on the sharper side of some of these because usually the over is what usually the fans like to bet. Usually the casual bettors are betting the overs on these. But there's one that I think just if there's one play that I would absolutely bet the over on if I was wagering on one of these. I think the Thunder at 22.5 wins is a little disrespectful. We know they're going to be bad. That they're selling off everything, but there's a lot of young talent on this team with a lot of disregard for what people have to say, and some veterans that are ready to prove some people wrong, and namely Al Horford. I don't think they're that bad where they're going to be like Cavaliers, but I think that's the second lowest season win total. That was the one that really stuck out to me. I know you guys are probably going to crap all over it. Like I just said, I usually bet unders, but now I'm touting it over here. But the Thunder aren't going to be that bad, folks. I think they're going to be a positive value ATS this season. I think it's going to be one of those teams that might surprise a few people. With Junior's boy Lugens Dortz as well, going to get some big run this year.
Junior, I gotta ask your opinion on that, Junior. What you think about that? The Oklahoma City Thunder, I think, was lead around 22.5.
Yeah, I'm not really ready to disrespect them yet. I think that's just like a ridiculously low number because even if you figure in an 82 game season, that still means that you think that they're going to win less than 30 games. Here's the thing: the reason why the toughest thing for Jordan, if that's something that Jordan, if you put your money on that, is just the coaching change, right? Like we don't really know what the new coaching situation is going to do to the culture because I doubted Billy Donovan in the beginning of his NBA coaching career. Obviously, we know he's a multiple-time champion in college, but he did the most with the least last year, and no matter what, I have to give him credit for that. He kept the guys interested. He kept them motivated. So I'm kind of just more interested to see how they perform for a new coach and how Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who every year seems to take another step up as a player, averaged 19.6 and I think 3. You got to figure that's going to go up to like 20-something, 8 and 5. Is that too much to ask? I don't know, but I know you're on my fantasy team, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you guys, man. I'm not a fan of this. So last year I did this same thing, but I feel like it's a completely different thing. Last year they kind of had Chris Paul. They had a veteran. They could kind of, SGA needed him for some guidance. You know what I'm saying? They were in the gym going back and forth a bunch, man. He made SGA a lot better. He's gone now. Chris Paul is gone now. It's kind of where it's like SGA's team is him and Horford. I'm a fan of Al Horford. I think he could be a good player, like a good piece, missing piece on a great team. Him going to OKC, in my opinion, is not a great fit. Because he's going to have to come there and say, all right, look, guys, we're not losing tonight. So look at their lineup, guys. I mean, this lineup is absolutely horrible. It's not even a star lineup. Look at their bench. Oh, my God. When their bench comes in, these guys are going to get killed, in my opinion. I'm sorry, Jordan. I had to disagree with you on that. There's nothing against you. It's just OKC was one that I popped out where I really feel like this team is going to be bad this year. I know they played a game versus the Bulls in the preseason. So 2 preseason games versus the Bulls. The first one, it's just preseason, but they were playing everybody pretty much except for Ariza. We don't even know if he's going to report there yet. But OKC got blew out by 20 quick to the Bulls the first time. Guess what happened the second time? The Bulls kind of took them a little lightly, whatever. They was down by 20. Bulls came all the way back in the fourth quarter, ended up winning by 2. I'm not a fan of this OKC game team at all. And Junior said it. They have a new coach now. So Billy Donovan maybe could have got those guys ready, a bunch of misfits, get them to play hard. Now you got a new coach over there who was Billy Donovan's assistant, if I'm not mistaken, guys, right? He's been at OKC for a little while now, if I'm not mistaken. And he's just taking over for the head coach now. But in my opinion, when their second team is just they're not it's like a D-League team, G-League team, if you ask me. I mean, they had Justin Jackson starting the game. I mean, come on, bro. I think it's going to get bad this year for OKC. If Al Horford goes out with any type of injury or SGA is not playing top level, we saw his ceiling and his pretty much floor last year. If he's not making shots, it's pretty much just defense out. I know that's your guy, Junior, but I'll be fading this OKC team a lot until they can show me, hey, we're like Al Horford is saying that he's taking his veteran leadership, but I could see this being where Al Horford's like, man, trade me, man, get me the F up out of here. I think it's gonna be a terrible year for them guys, man. I'm sorry. What you gonna say, Junior?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. It's just gonna be rough for them. They have no depth. They have no depth and no shooting.
Exactly. You need that.
Jay, you brought up the one thing too that would keep me from betting a lot of these bad teams on the over too, is once we get to March, that second half of the season starts, they're completely out of contention in the Western Conference. They have no real motivation or value of gaining wins. They only get better value and get better by losing at that time of the year. So at that point, that would be what scares me, is they say, oh, Shai Gilgeous, you have a nice little phantom injury. We're going to sit you out for 3 weeks here in March and just go ahead and tank our way to a top 3 pick. That would be the only thing that kind of keeps me away. To think, you definitely have to have that also in mind here. Some of these, I also looked up the disclaimer. Some of these need to have 70 games for action. So that's also a weird thing that makes this season kind of weird. It would really suck to have your money tied up and they only get to 69 games and then you have no action and your money's just been sitting there for 6 months. So I think keep that in mind. Like I said, when I talked about earlier with the season win totals versus the win percentages with how the books are grading these this year.
Hey, Jake, can I talk some shit? Because we're starting off a little too nice this season.
Yeah. Talk your shit.
Let's go.
Yo, is Kawhi Leonard a leader?
Man, if we gonna get to the Clippers, man, it's just preseason,
let's
but
go, bro.
Boy.
Go.
So I'm gonna tell you guys, I watch stuff closely in the preseason, not necessarily Clippers and how they've struggled, and they were playing their players out there and still struggling. It's really a mentality thing because you see a team like the Grizzlies, even though it's preseason, they're coming out there playing defense. It's a mentality thing. So I watch these things closely because this is really where you find teams to bet on and teams to bet against. Because some teams are just never. It's like the Heat. Jimmy Butler said before, we never play to lose. Some teams are just built like that. We always gonna play serious every time we step out there on the floor. Other teams, it's a preseason game. You know what I'm saying? Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, And Paul George, you better come out there and ball, boy, the way and then you got a contract extension. Oh, don't get me started on these boys, Jordan. What you think about the Clippers this season, Jordan? How you think they might fare well in that West? You think they could get back to the top up there or what?
If you remember this time last year, maybe a little bit more than a year ago now that it's been, I was extremely high on the Los Angeles Clippers and how things have changed in just 1 year and all the things that have happened to them over the last 12 calendar months. That being said, though, I think the Clippers issues in the preseason probably stem back to something you guys were just talking about the Thunder. I mean, a new coach, you have turnover of players, you have new pieces you're trying to integrate, new important rotational pieces that you're just trying to round out your rotation, figure out who those last few guys are going to be at the end of that rotation. They're not coming into this season with the same kind of power that the Lakers are, who are just integrating some nice complementary pieces in Trez Harrell and Dennis Schroeder. I think the Clippers have problems this year in that aspect. That being said, I'm not ready to just write them off completely, but the writing's been on the wall since the bubble from this team and since their embarrassing exit by Denver in the playoffs. If they don't come out, and this is the beauty of the NBA, if we're going to figure some of this out of what where their heads are at here very soon, as soon as tomorrow night. If they don't come out with that, I would say just the intensity of a game one of an NBA Finals tomorrow night, I will start to write off the Clippers, I think, because they have so much to prove this season starting tomorrow against the team that won the NBA championship that I think we're going to find out very, very soon if the answer to your question is Kawhi Leonard a leader or if he's not, or is it Paul George has to answer for the $190 million or how many ever dollars he just got in his new contract extension. Like there are so many things that I have question marks on the Clippers. Not to say they can't overcome them, but man, it's going to be hard for me to back them with any sort of confidence early in the year until I can see from them that they have put last year and the bubble especially behind them and are coming out and looking at this situation like we're going to wipe the slate clean and actually compete at the level to which our talent suggests us that we should.
Jordan, real quick, since this we're here to talk about, what you think? Clippers, 46.5 win total, over and under.
I think because of the motivational factor, but at the same time, the West has just gotten better and better. The West continues to get better. The top half of that their division has just gotten better with the Warriors being a competent team again this year. There's a lot of things that are stacked against the Clippers this year than there were last year. So I think I lean under at 46.5 wins. I would say that I think early in the year the pressure may get to them a little bit still. And whether or not they figure it out remains to be seen. I think I'd probably lean under on that.
Junior, how you think the Clippers going to fare well this year? The 46.5 as well. I think that's the second highest one we have. And like I say, Lou, he is a new coach, but he's been there. So it'd be interesting to see if they take a step up or take a step back with now that they did lose Harold. They lost their coach, Doc Rivers, over there. Be interesting to see if Lou Will can keep, that spicy wings, Lou Will wings off the bench, man, and how their starting five is going to look, man. Is Beverly going to be, we know Kawhi, he probably going to be sitting back to backs. I'm glad you said that, Junior, because it's going to be real big for me to see where Kawhi's head at. That's something I'm going to be watching closely in the first game. But why you say under, Junior?
A couple different things. First of all, what we saw from them last year in the playoffs is an all-time meltdown, as far as I'm concerned. I know a lot of people haven't said that. I say it's an all-time meltdown because you basically mortgage the future of your franchise to get these guys, which means you're supposed to contend for a championship, and you lost to a Denver team that's pretty good, but they're nowhere near as talented as your team. So on every level, that was a failure. You got rid of your coach. You got rid of, listen, I don't want to go on a long rant, so I'm just going to say this. I don't like the fact that Paul George, instead of just keeping his mouth shut and manning up and just going back to work and then coming out this season and balling and then proving us wrong in the playoffs, he just had to make excuses. How could he have the audacity to say that Doc Rivers used him wrong? Like, he should be embarrassed to say something like that. Like, honestly, like, Doc Rivers is not missing shots, dog.
I was just about to say, he can't go out there and play for you.
Yeah, bro, he already had his career. Doc Rivers played already, dog. He retired. What you do on the court, is Doc Rivers going to say Mike Fratello is responsible for me not beating the Celtics in the second round in '88? Like, what is this guy even talking about right now, bro?
Paul George has the propensity to say dumb things, even more so. Like, every year it seems like he says something that just makes you shake your head even more than you did the last year.
And here's the thing, dude. I love Paul George's game. So I don't want to shit on Paul George like I don't believe in him, because I actually do, but his character makes me see how it's possible for him to have these kind of meltdowns in the playoffs. Because if you're the type of dude that makes excuses, like, listen, I'm no LeBron fan, but at least when LeBron loses, you don't hear nothing from LeBron, bro. Mm-hmm. He goes back to work, does what he has to do, and he comes back and he plays. That's it. No excuses.
Yep.
And Paul George claims to have a friendship with LeBron, where he's like a big brother aspect to him. It's like you could learn a thing or two from LeBron if you just, like you said, shut your mouth, like, and just go to work. Like, it's just that simple. Don't say silly things in the media, dude. Like, it's really not that hard.
That's first of all.
That boy got to kind of play. Obviously got the extension there. They pretty much, I know a lot of people are scratching their head. They had to extend him after all the shit they gave up for him. You have to extend him. And oh my God, Paul George, you got to come back for that, man. Because when you look at the money that you're getting paid and how you're playing, you got to come back. I like Paul George in Indiana. I like that one. This new one, I don't know, man. They boys get in LA. I don't know, maybe they getting a party and stuff. But I want a few things I wanted to say, man. A couple of sleepers out there, guys. I think the Blazers. And so one real thing I'm going to say, I don't see how these get to 70 games, to be perfectly honest with you. If they're doing it like college and all this, I mean, especially with the tracing and all this, if you're George is telling me that you have to get to 70, in my opinion, I don't think it's going to happen. I think maybe, I mean, how does each team not have at least 2 games canceled with all this stuff that's going on? If somebody's test positive with corona, pretty much they have to cancel the game if they've been like on the plane with everybody else, and then they get there and test positive, then it's going to be contact tracing, and they're going. So we have to get prepared for that, guys. Trust me, I'm seeing it in college pretty much every day. So it's going to be real interesting to see how they keep up with that, because these guys are playing in there. It's not the bubble, obviously, this year. Everybody's playing in their home arena, so it's going to be travel. It's gonna be all that stuff, man. A few arenas might even have some fans. So let's hope and pray that everything goes well. But with Jordan saying that he have to reach the 70, I do feel like there's going to be a tough task to get to, but a couple of sleepers out there. The Blazers are going to be light years better, in my opinion. They still got the offense, and they got a couple of stud defenders over there. And the Wizards, man, I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm kind of high on the Wizards. I'm a real big fan of Russell Westbrook. I know it didn't work out over there in Houston. That's because him and Harden couldn't get on the same page. Westbrook is a hard worker. He gets in the gym after missing. I mean, I don't care if people talk about a shot. He stays in the gym. The intensity's always there. Harden flying out to Vegas whenever they got 3 days off. He's flying out to go party. So Westbrook going out of there. He came over there to the Wizards. He's taking everything serious. You got him and Bill Hatchemer. They got Bertans back. I think this team is going to be a sleeper over there in the East, man. Depend on, we have to take it game by game. Depending on the situations, I might be on the Wizards. I'm pretty high on them this year. I think Westbrook brings a whole nother intensity. You pair that with Bill and Bertans and Hatchemore. I love this. I love the move, man. I love the move. So that's a little sleeper team for me for the Wizards. And I think you guys know I don't bet futures, but I mean, what's still sitting at around 32.5, 32.5. What you think about that, Jordan?
First, let me start off with the Portland Trailblazers, because I am in 100% concurrence with them. I think in regards to if there was a most improved team award, I think the Portland Trailblazers may get it. And they were already good. They were just injury plagued last year. We're missing their stud starting center the entire year. Overcame that with Hassan Whiteside, basically, who, I mean, I could get off on him and on any day of the week. But what in the world? Can you imagine this team was healthy last year and now have added their, like you said, the defense? Like we plagued this team for their forward play all year last year. Now they have your boy Airplane Mode and my guy Robert Covington on the wing.
Boy.
They're going to bring Melo off the bench as kind of a sixth man. Just go out and microwave it, Melo at this stage. Shoot the jumper, shoot the threes. And then they have a big man rotation now, obviously with Nurkic. And then once Zach Collins comes back here in January, maybe early February, they're going to be really good. Cannot be higher on the Portland Trailblazers. I will be backing them a lot. Hopefully they're not too overvalued. I want to pump the brakes just a second on the Wizards, just because I think they do need a lot of puzzle pieces, I think, when it comes to young guys and filling out their rotation that we're going to have to figure out. But
Jordan, real quick, don't mean to cut you off. It say Rui Hachimura, conjunctivitis, some shit, out for 3 weeks. So I just had to say that.
I did see that he had an eye infection. Now they're saying that's serious. I didn't know that. So yeah, I mean that does kind of suck for them. That just means more Davis Bertans. And their rookie, who they've been really high on as well, that they drafted high. I think the Wizards are going to be good this year. I don't know if I'm ready to say that Russell Westbrook's going to make them a playoff team. I think they will in the Eastern Conference, but I think they probably they're going to be around that they're going to be around that play-in. They're going to be around the play-in territory, 8-7 seed somewhere around there. I don't disagree with you in that aspect, but I do think the problem for the Washington Wizards last year was not their offense; it was their horrific defense. I don't see that improving too much this year, so they're gonna have to figure out that end of the court before I'm really ready to back them in a season win total aspect. But in certain situations this year, I do think they are going to be kind of an undervalued, like you said, sleeper team. But if they're giving up 120 plus points a game again, that's going to be really hard for me to give them like any sort of playoff backing kind of confidence.
You nailed it right there. It's all about the situations. I know we're doing the win totals, but it's just me personally. I can't have my money tied up for that long. It's not. If I like a win total, guess what? I'll take them to win them games then in that situation. So just a disclaimer there for me. No win totals for me. I don't like my money tied up that long, but the Wizards will be a sleeper pick. And guess what? When they dogs +8, +7, I'll be all over them. I'm telling you this right. I'm talking about all over them. And one more sleeper for me, the Pelicans. I really love that Steven Adams addition. He has looked phenomenal over there. They had never really had just a true center over there. Now you add Adams over there. Now you got Zion playing regular minutes. They did lose Drew Holiday, but they got Eric Bledsoe there. Ingram then took another. He got paid his money. Hey, boy, the Pelicans go. I know we talked about them last year, but now Steven Adams is look. Oh boy, the boys are lovely over there, Junior. What you like, my guy? Any sleepers out there for you?
I mean, listen, when I bet totals or futures, I usually take unders. And I'm going to tell you who looks like a big old doo-doo pie over here, and that's the Detroit Pistons. They are ass cheeks, my dude. Okay? The Detroit Pistons are a horrendous team. All right? First of all, if your two best players are Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose, two guys that are made of glass, that's a serious problem right there. And then if you're talking about who their third best player is, legitimately their third best player is like
Killian Hayes, probably.
Killian Hayes?
Probably Killian Hayes. I
mean, that hurts. That just, I mean, goddamn, they're bad, bro. I got a lot of money on these boys going under because I swear to God, the only reason that their team total is even as high as it is because it's like 20-something, right? It's like 23.5. It's because of Dwayne Casey. If it wasn't for Dwayne Casey, they're not even winning 15 games. And one thing that you said that I agree with, last year, the team that cost me the most money after I went through my Excel sheet and just look at my plays was just doubting the Wizards. I faded the Wizards in a lot of situations where they covered the spread, and I just think that Russell Westbrook is going to win them a lot of games last year that they didn't have the ability to win because there's just too much focus on Bradley Beal.
Exactly.
As much as I slander Russell Westbrook on this show because he's one of my least favorite players of all time, not because of his ability, but because of his lack of basketball IQ. Like he just tries to do everything and doesn't trust his teammates. You can't say he doesn't play hard. He plays hard every single minute of every single game. You know who doesn't want to sit out games? Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is not trying to sit out no games. If he's not playing, it's because he can't play. It's not as he doesn't want to play. So a guy like that, no matter what, bro, Russell Westbrook is going to wake up with 25, 8, and 8. That's just a regular. That's nothing to him. You add that to a team that was already hanging around the 8 seed. How could they not be significantly better? So I'm kind of buying what you're selling over there with the Wizards. But my other biggest sleeper, which is not really a sleeper, is the Pelicanos, bro. The Pelicanos.
Oh, boy.
I'm trying not to be too gassed because I was a big gas on the Pelicanos.
And new coach,
everybody.
Junior.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah,
Junior,
I was.
and they got a coach.
Gassed. Yeah. They got rid of Gentry, which was my biggest problem with the Pelicanos. And Jay said it best. Zion Williamson was already a monster in terms of his rebounds per minute. Like, if he could get regular minutes, he's going to average 10 rebounds a game. Now you put in a big body. You got two of the hardest, biggest, strongest bodies in the league in Zion and Steven Adams down there. I really like what's going on in New Orleans. I think that, not to jump onto the Lakers, but we got to cover the Lakers at some point. I think that's the one weakness that the Lakers might have as compared to their team last year. They lost all of their rim protection because not Serge Ibaka. What's his name? The new center they got. Gasol. Gasol is like 1,000 years old, son. Okay, so Gasol looked like a corpse last year. So, and he does not protect the rim anymore. He protected the rim back in Memphis. That was a long, long time ago. So I don't know what kind of rim protection they're going to have over there in Los Angeles. But yeah, I just have to jump on the Lakers real quick because we hadn't touched on them in almost a half an hour. And these Lakers stands might get in their feelings.
The Lakers are going to be absolutely more reliant on their offense than they are their defense, which is a complete flip flop of last year with the way they're rebuilt this year. I think they're going to be much more reliant on outscoring teams than they are out defending them. Because I mean, dare I say it, if the Clippers are locked in, they're a better defensive team as stands right now. Because Harrell's good, but he's just like 6'8", 6'9". He's not that big. Like and like Junior was just saying, Gasol maybe 10 years ago, Defensive Player of the Year, Marc Gasol, but he's far from that this year. The dude could barely jump over 2 phone books right now. I mean, there was rumors he was going to go play overseas, but I think those were unfounded for many reasons. He can still pass. He can still be a huge body, and he has 6 fouls. He's still 7 foot tall. And, he's still incredibly smart. He's he's probably one of the higher IQ centers in the league. But yeah, I mean, that's about all I can say about Marc Gasol for that point. So yeah, the Lakers, their defense is going to be, I think, much more of a problem than it was last year, depending on what they do now. If Anthony Davis is playing like 30 minutes a game at center, maybe this is unfounded, and maybe they're just going to have to figure out a different style for different personnel right now. But yeah, the Lakers, I still very high on them. Absolutely should be valued as high as they are in the future odds. But yeah, they're going to have to change a little bit this year. I don't think there's any doubt in that.
Exactly. And early on, I'll be honest with you guys, LeBron's not going to be taking stuff serious. He didn't even want to play until like January or February. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see LeBron coasting through these first little games, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I don't think he's totally locked in right now. Obviously, that's something I took into account in the preseason as well, because the Heat and the Lakers obviously were the team that was in the bubble the longest. It's the shortest turnaround for them. So it'd just be interesting to take into account. And if the Lakers want to repeat, in my opinion, they should have kept Dwight Howard. You can't let him go. He wanted to stay on the team. They didn't even give him an offer. He thought he had an offer or whatever, and then pretty much accepted it. And they're like, we didn't have an offer. So he went to the 76ers. They tried to get Ibaka, so they know that their defense needs to step up. Like you say, Harrell's damn good. He's not a bad defensive player, but like you said, I think they needed to re-sign Dwight Howard. He would have stayed there for just a tad bit of money, the veteran minimum. They should have kept Dwight Howard. They need him off the bench. He was a real underrated. I told people Dwight Howard is going to be underrated this year. They need him come off the bench, and you see what he did in the bubble. He was phenomenal for them. He might bring another aspect for the 76ers over there. So, but yeah, we had to talk about some Lakers. Their win total is 47.5, 46.5. Me personally, I would probably look towards the under there for the simple fact that like I say, the first couple weeks, first month, I don't think they're going to be totally locked in. They're fat and happy. They got their rings. They've been celebrating the championship all this time. It's just something to be weary of. It's not many teams. You got to have that men's mindset, which LeBron does, but he's already came out and said he doesn't want to play. He wasn't a fan of this fast restart at all. I'm watching his Instagram, and he talking about, I'll see you soon. Like real, like they're not a fan of this at all, guys. But that's pretty much it for the futures. I guess unless you guys have anything else, I want to go look into these games real quick for tomorrow. We already talked about Clippers and Lakers. We already talked, you know what I'm saying, Warriors and Nets. What any last words on the futures, Jordan? If not, what you think about for tomorrow, my guy?
I forgot to mention my take on the Pelicans. It's an absolute crime that Stan Van Gundy is 16-1 to be Coach of the Year right now in the odds that I'm looking at. There's about 8 or 9 coaches ahead of him, and he should not be there. If there's a future odds play you want that I could endorse today right now, Stan Van Gundy, Coach of the Year, plus 1,600, because the Pelicans are absolutely going to be much improved. I think Van Gundy's going to get a lot of the credit for that if that happens.
And wasn't he the coach of the Magic when Dwight Howard went to the finals as well?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah. So he has plenty of experience. Man, I love the Pelicans are gonna be some beasts here. We ain't gonna let y'all know too much now, but when the lines come out, y'all, we gonna be talking about it. What you think, Junior?
Yeah, I don't have any bets yet for tomorrow. Actually, I actually made a really early bet. I bet, Denver's plus 1.5 at home against the Clippers on Christmas Day. I was all over that. I know that's like 4 days away, so I didn't mean to jump ahead, but that's the only. That's the only
what
game
bet
that
take, Junior?
The Nuggets plus 1.5 at home on Christmas Day against the Clippers.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that, man. It goes against my my angles that I mean, it's not something but it's just something that I found where I'm profitable, my certain angles and stuff. And we'll talk about it that day. We'll talk about that day. But
yeah,
I think,
it's one of those things where I just think that we've already talked about it. I think that the Clippers on day one, remember last year, all the hype around the Clippers, and in the first game, they didn't look great. They were okay, but they didn't look great. I think that there might be a little bit of some of that in this first game, and that's going to affect the spread. So I just took that one because I think I'm getting the best of the number. I guess we'll have this conversation again on the 25th. But in terms of tomorrow, I don't like the number. I know that Draymond is out. But I don't really know what to make of Brooklyn yet. Exactly. They should cover the spread, but I just think that people are disrespecting Golden State in the sense that they're not going to.
Should they cover?
Say that again.
Nah, when you say that the Nets should cover the spread. Well, why should they cover?
I'm saying talent-wise, but I'm just saying. That's not how anything works, bro. Like
exactly.
Sport. We're old enough to know that just because you're nice on paper doesn't mean that that's going to translate to wins. Ask the Clippers from last year. But not only that, just the volatility of the personalities involved in Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving's burning sage in the arena before games and all this madness. Like, I don't know what's popping with these guys. You know what I mean? So I got to wait and see. I expect that it's going to work. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know that. And I just think that people are also – I think that -7 is just a little bit disrespectful to –
It's 7.5 at some shops now.
Yeah, I think it's a little – I'm not – it's not crazy, but I think it's too many points, in my opinion. So
I'm with you on that. I'll be honest. At the 5.5, I thought it was too many points. I think it's straight up disrespect. You do need Curry to be on in this game and to play a little bit of defense. But as long as that happens, I think the Warriors will have a shot at winning this game. You got a new coach over there who has some veteran coaches on his staff, whatever, but a brand new coach out there coaching his first NBA game. You got KD coming back, who's going to get his. You got they got a KD stopper over there now. I know they're going to have Kelly Oubre on him, but Kyrie and KD going to get theirs. It's really the next team. You look at this Nets team on paper, it looked real good. Good bench. I mean, when you got LeVert, you know what I'm saying, coming off the bench, you good. You got LeVert and Jared Allen coming off the bench, Taurean Prince. They got a damn good player, but continuity. This is something I've been using in college. They don't have the continuity right now. The Warriors probably should have more, you know what I'm saying, experience playing together with each other. They got some new players over there now, but I'm with Junior. It's just disrespectful up there at 7. It's only going to get higher. I'm going to wait till the last second. Most likely I'll be on the Warriors here, plus 7.5. Might get an 8 by tomorrow.
Hey.
The Nets could blow them out, but it's one of them continuity things to where I think the Warriors have a shot to win the game, so I'm definitely going to take the points.
There's just a lot of overreaction, I think, going on in the line right now. Like Junior or Jay, like you were saying, like 5.5 was probably maybe a half point to a point too high already, and then the line moved 2 points because of Draymond Green's injury. Like, no disrespect to Draymond Green whatsoever. He is a fantastic player, but he is on the wrong side of 30. And this is not 23-year-old Draymond Green we're talking about here. And also last year, Eric Pascal filled in very well for Draymond and can get buckets as well. And play pretty good defense. I think there'll be times where they throw him on Kevin Durant when Oubre needs to take a break. So I mean, there's different. I'm not going to say Golden State's going to be like some fantastic return to the playoffs here, and they're going to be a Western Conference Final team. Curry's going to score 35 points a game, but I mean, there's also the possibility that they're being extremely undervalued in this line just because of what happened last year. And the fact of the matter is they're getting a healthy Kevon Looney. They have James Wiseman, who's going to probably be pretty foul prone to begin his career, but he's an extremely good talent. We've already talked him up on the draft show last month. This is not the same Golden State team that's getting blown out by fans and was playing Juan Toscano Anderson 35 minutes a game. This is the Golden State Warriors again, and Kelly Oubre, like you said, is going to be a big part of that if they cover it or not in this game. See if Kevin Durant has a little rust and Oubre in his face all game, which he hasn't seen. Real basketball defender, in like 18 months? How long has it been since Kevin Durant's seen a real defender in his face? It's just there's, like you said, there's a lot of things that could go wrong for Brooklyn. And Golden State doesn't have to be perfect to cover 7.5, almost 8 points here in some instances.
Exactly. Yep, new squad, man. So it's a brand new squad. That's the way I'm looking at it. And I'll be honest with you guys. So anything can happen, nothing is guaranteed. But when I was a rookie at this betting the NBA, I would be to one, and I love to go back and see how I would think. I think, it's Nets, easy. Nets, I take Nets -7. Draymond Green's out. Nets versus Warriors, they got KD. I'm taking this easy. That's what I would think. And then now I'm matured. Now I'm like, I think the Warriors are the right side in this game. I'm pretty sure I'll have a little small bet on them. It's just a straight disrespect. What's called Warriors, more continuity. I'm going with a college. Nets pretty much have no continuity. I mean, you got some preseason games, but the coach with the new players as well to go and lay 7.5 points, 8, having to win by margin at the house. I think that's asking a bunch, man. But we getting too much. Y'all still got to come back tomorrow too, man. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, this ain't an official bet. I don't got no cheddar on it now. We might have some first half. We might have some total. Y'all better come back tomorrow, man. But Jordan, what you think about this? The Clippers and. I'll tell you guys my angle, man. But Clippers and Lakers, Jordan, what you think? Just any quick thoughts?
The total seems really high that just came out this morning. These two teams are going to be going at one another. It's not going to be very friendly, and there's a possibility that the beginning of the season maybe jacked up on Mountain Dew a little bit too much. Those shots may be going long a little bit in that first half. There might be an underplay tomorrow for this game. I don't know yet. That's the second thing I'm looking at here after this. Hopefully, getting the Golden State cover tomorrow night. But like you said, you got to come back for tomorrow for the full take. We haven't hashed anything out yet. Haven't locked anything in yet. So make sure you come back same time, same place tomorrow.
Exactly. And somebody in the chat, Drexley say all over Nets. I think Warriors getting too much love. So we'll see. Was another guy say, I guess he's a Nets fan. He say we smacking shit out the Warriors tomorrow. So
you gotta shout him out though. That's the homie Trevino Sloan, bro. He's
all of them homies. I appreciate all of them,
bro.
Yeah. What's up, Trevino? My guy. Hey, and if that's your team, that's your team. But you can't bet with your heart. That's the only advice I would say. Just because it's your team, I wouldn't say go and bet. I mean, I don't know how everybody bets, but it's just I don't bet with my heart. I watch my team super close, and then you know when to take them or to fade them. But you never just blindly bet your team just because it's your team. I mean, unless you want to, it's your guys, man. But what you think, Junior? What you think on that on your guy Trevino, and what you think? Any quick thoughts on that Clippers Lakers, my guy?
Nah, Trevino always be hit. Trevino hits. He be showing me his plays on Twitter, bro. He knows what he's doing. He know what he's doing out here.
Trevino. Hit me up with some plays then, man. I got 22, bro. It's right there. Shit,
friend of the show works both ways,
Trevino. I think I know who it is. Trevino Sloan. He might have DM'd me before. Hit me up, Trevino. What you on, my guy? Let me know. But what's up, Junior?
I think because I went on a rant about Paul George, but I think the problem the Clippers have is the same problem they have last year. They don't really have a playmaking point guard. So basically, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are their only playmakers. And those guys got to do a better job of playmaking. I mean, I know they got to get theirs, but unless they remember there was a time like 12 months ago that people were like, Kawhi Leonard is better than LeBron. The reason why Kawhi Leonard can't be better than LeBron is because LeBron is a facilitator. He's a playmaker. He's a guy who gets everybody involved. Kawhi doesn't have that in his game. And again, I'm no LeBron fan. LeBron's a leader. He leads and his guys follow. From all the evidence we have of all the things that these guys are saying about Kawhi, sitting around waiting for him to arrive so the plane could take off, he just decides, I'm not playing, I'm not practicing, whatever he feels like it. That's not how a leader acts, bro. So I'm convinced, and I'll end this so that you guys can say your piece. When he was in Toronto, he had the perfect situation. He didn't have to be a leader. That team was a team full of adults that just came to play because they just come to play. Now he's on the Clippers with guys like Paul George that need you to scratch the back of their ear and Lou Williams that wants lemon pepper wings in the middle of the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, the lemon peppers be going hard.
Hey, I went to Magic City for my birthday. Those wings go hard. I'm just saying. 2 years ago.
I missed this show, man. I miss coming on here with y'all, man. Which I'm sorry to cut you off, Junior, but the lemon peppers go hard, bro. Hey, I might have to step out the bubble for them things too, man. Hey, I don't need to go in the club, man. Just bring them outside. I just want the chicken, man. I don't need to see y'all.
Curbside, man. Curbside pickup, please.
Man, the time is almost up. Messing around, laughing with y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? The time almost up, but y'all know what's up, man. Tomorrow is the day. And Junior, you got me thinking something, man. I ever since you said it, bro, I hadn't even looked that far in the lines. Bro, I'm sorry. If the Clippers are -1.5 against the Nuggets, bro, I'm slamming that shit. I'm sorry, Junior, but I just think you should go just a small net. One of my biggest angles is playoff revenge. It worked last year like a beauty with the Nuggets versus the Blazers. Bro, the Clippers probably don't even care about that game versus Lakers, which they care about that one too. But the playoff revenge versus Nuggets, the team that came back and made you look bad, down 3-1, you was up 20. Bro, the Clippers got that one circled. Trust me on that, bro. If I don't know nothing, I'll be on the Clippers large, bro, if it's -1.5. And that's the only thing that's the last thing I'm gonna say about that, Junior. What you think? Just real quick, back and forth, Junior. What's up, bro? Come on, man.
Hey, we gotta go head to head sometimes, right?
Denver's not finna beat them again, bro. I'm sorry. There's no way. I can't say no way.
I'm selling all my Clippers stock. That's my answer to that question.
I'm going to get a haircut.
Wow.
Hey, even though it's Christmas, I'm gonna tell my guy I'm gonna wait to get a haircut till that day till Christmas. When I get a haircut and I'm on the Clippers that day, they smack, bro. Playoff revenge, small number versus Denver. I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna be all over there. We got to go head to head sometimes, though. But man, oh boy, that's spots that I live for in the NBA. I'm talking about. Hey, we'll get to it, man.
Hey,
I don't think we're doing a Christmas show though. I can't do. I can't
do the day before, right?
We're doing the day before.
Right? Yeah.
Wednesday, we'll talk about that.
Hey, I might do it alone because I think I'm gonna be in Vegas for Christmas. I might do one by myself in Vegas. Why not? Well, I'll talk to SBR. We'll see.
Well, if y'all really want to, I don't mind. Just I know I'm gonna have my son and stuff, but I don't mind. Y'all might have my kid.
Yeah, we good.
We're going to talk about the games for you guys, with you guys for sure, man. Y'all make sure y'all go to sbrpicks.com/NBA. We got all type of write-ups over there. We're going to have some write-ups for tomorrow's games, Wednesday's games, pretty much every day. You make sure you go to sbrpicks.com/NBA every single day. NFL, college basketball, whatever you like. We got all type of write-ups over there. Make sure you go check out the site and line shop, sbrodds.com. And like I say, whether we're on Christmas or not, we'll definitely break down those games for you guys. You already know what I like. I'll be all over the Clippers. I'm telling you this here right now. Anything less than 5, I'm going to be all over it, man. I'm telling you, when I'm all over something, I'm on it. But we'll be back tomorrow. I can't wait. NBA season starts. We gave you a little preview, but we'll definitely be back with official picks tomorrow. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Y'all share the show. We appreciate y'all for jamming with J Money.